I was going to finish the rest of this, but they're just repeating what the other creepypastas already said.
Oh, that's good, so we're done. These stories are starting to scare me.
Nope. There's one more I want to read. Noppera-bō is similar to Slender Man, so I might as well read these. Oh wait, this Slender Man paragraph looks interesting. I'll finish this. Then we can take a break. I need to go to the bathroom anyway. Real life and moral panic. In 2012, a girl in Wisconsin was stabbed 19 times by two classmates who then attributed their actions to being in the service of or trying to meet the demands laid down by Slender Man, whilst one of the perpetrators also claimed to have spoken to Ninja Turtles and characters from the Harry Potter series. Oh, so the girls are crazy. It was the reference to the ominous-sounding Slender Man that caught the public's imagination. Particularly as this was something that the more tech-savvy younger generation seemed to be aware of, and which their parents were in the dark about, with the police chief of the area where the stabbings occurred adding to the sense of trepidation by commenting that the internet is full of dark and wicked things. Following the incident, a moral panic arose in the United States, with parents and teachers voicing their concern about the possible negative influence of this Slender Man. These concerns were further driven into a frenzy by incidents in 2014 and 2015 which were linked to the Slender Man mythology. In the 2014 incident, a young girl was alleged to have set fire to her home in Florida with her mother and sibling inside. Media reports later pointed out that, amongst other things, notably Soul Eater by Atsusuhi Okubo, the girl had been reading stories of the Slender Man. In the 2015 incident, a spate of attempted suicides amongst young people on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation was linked back to the character who was cited as being an influence. The involvement of supernatural forces in the suicide epidemic was underlined when a high-ranking official from the Oglala Sioux tribe mentioned belief in a suicide spirit. Conversely, it is interesting to note that as the Slender Man entered the mainstream media and became linked to these real-life incidents, the character's popularity online showed significant signs of waning, with a massive dip in popularity and related output.
So they used a fictional character that doesn't exist as a scapegoat. I don't understand why it's so hard to watch what your kids are doing.
Love to see that things never change. It is also significant that it was in the wake of these real-life incidents that depictions of Slender Man as a benevolent or protecting figure first began to emerge. And remember, the more you know about the Slender Man, the closer he gets.
No! Don't say that! Ugh, it's going to be miserable walking home by myself tonight.
Relax, it's just a story.
Why not stay here for the night?
Really?
Yeah, you can take my room. I'll sleep in the extra bedroom.
No, I don't want Kasumi here.
Why not?
Because the last time I slept around her after hearing scary stories, she screamed in her sleep all night when we were children.
I literally went to high school with monsters. Not once have I seen a tall dude with a suit. I'll be fine.
Mocha, thank you, but you don't have to give me your bed.
No, for your sake it's fine. You'll be looking out in the dark woods. The window has no blinds.
I'll be right back.
Hey, Mocha?
Yeah, what's up?
This may sound weird, but have you ever hated your sister?
Hated? Like flat out despise her? No, why would I?
Even though she's your half-sister?
Well, the youngest, Kokoa, does get on my nerves. Especially when she tries to prove that she's stronger than me. But she is my sister after all. Half or not. Family should always be there for each other, you know?
And you all got along?
Yeah. All four of us are half and we got along just fine. Why do you ask?
No reason.
I'm back. What? Why are you looking at me like that? What? A Noppera-bō is a yokai that looks like a human, with a slight difference. They have no face. At first, they seem to be ordinary people, At most times, they disguise themselves to look like people familiar to the victim, such as a relative or spouse. They blend in perfectly with society, acting completely normal. But as time goes on, the illusion wears off and their facial features quickly vanish. There are no eyes, mouth, nose, or anything whatsoever on their face. It is just a smooth, blank sheet of skin where a face would be. They are also known as faceless ghosts due to their shocking appearance. When people meet them, they usually fear that the Noppera-bō will kill them and flee the scene. However, they're relatively harmless. The only goal of the yokai is to give people a good scare. And they do that tremendously well. They're so mischievous that they even like to form groups and work together to scare people. Legend has it that they usually appear in empty streets, and anything that can catch a person alone. Then, they put on their disguise and face away from the unsuspecting victim in order to hide the truth. When the person interacts with the man or woman, they suddenly turn around and reveal that they are a Noppera-bō. They love the scared and panicked look on the person's face, and will try their best to get the most fearful reaction out of the victim. An example of this would be for a Noppera-bō to appear to have a face at first, and then dramatically wipe it off with their hand at the perfect time. Then, if the Noppera-bō isn't alone, this is where the other ones come in. As the victim runs away in terror of what they just saw, they'll see a stranger nearby. The stranger might ask them what is wrong and why they look so terrified. The person will explain to the stranger the whole ordeal, only for the stranger to reply, "Oh, you mean like this? Ah, こういうことですか?" and wipe off their face as well. This can happen over and over again, to a point where a person can go through multiple of these faceless ghosts, only to go home and watch all of their loved ones also reply, "Oh, you mean like this? Ah, こういうことですか?" and wipe off their faces as well. There are many tales involving this legend, and most of them are similar in the fact that the main character has to constantly go through a Noppera-bō's trickery. One of these tales, titled The Noppera-bō and the Koi Pond, goes like this. There once was a lazy fisherman who decided to go fishing in the imperial koi ponds. They were near the Heian-kyo Palace and looked beautiful. However, they were near a graveyard and were known to be sacred ponds that shouldn't be messed with. The fisherman's wife was suspicious and wary about the koi ponds and warned him not to go. But the fisherman didn't care at all and ignored everything that she said. Once he arrived at the pond and met a beautiful young woman there. She began to plead with him, begging him to not fish in the sacred pond. The fisherman ignored her and was about to turn away when she suddenly wiped off her face and turned out to be a Noppera-bō. Horrified, he quickly rushed to his home to hide from the faceless ghost. When he finally reached his house and shut the door behind him, he was greeted by his angry wife. She confronted him for his wickedness and how he is too lazy and ignorant. Then, before he could respond, she wiped her face off as well. So, overall, these yokai are less focused on hurting people and more focused on scaring people. It's similar to Hanako-san's motives, wanting to make everyone have a bad day for the fun of it.